news. I'm talking about one of the good guys in professional wrestling. They called him Ice Train. I'm Tyrone Bowman. This is Black Wrestling News. So, all the information I'm talking about is from Wikipedia. So, here's a photo of Ice Train. I think I'll just show one for now. So, let's get down to his story here. Exactly who is or who was Ice Train, by the way. Okay. Harold Fitzgerald Hoog was born November 13th, 1965. He passed away January 23rd, 2024. He was a black American professional wrestler. He is best known for his tenure with World Championship Wrestling, where he wrestled under the ring names Ice Train and M.I. Smooth. And did you know that he passed away at the age of 58 in Atlanta, Georgia, January 23rd, as I said earlier, in 2024. He was billed at 6'2", 6'2", pretty tall, inches, or 188 centimeters, and his build weight was 315 pounds, or 143 kilograms. Billed from Detroit, Michigan, Atlanta, Georgia, he was trained by Dwayne Bruce and Paul Orndorff, and he debuted in 1990, retired in 1991. So how did it all start? Well, let's go back to the very beginning, because everything has a genesis. No matter how great a person becomes, you always have to trace their roots to find out who they were, how they became who they were. So his professional career, he started with World Championship Wrestling from 1993 to 1994. On July 7, 1993 edition of Worldwide, Hogue made his World Championship Wrestling debut under the ring name Ice Train by winning a handicap match. He later made his pay-per-view debut at the first ever Fall Brawl event, where he defeated Shanghai Pierce. Hogue then teamed up with the Shockmaster and Charlie Norris. The Shockmaster, that gimmick didn't last too long. I'll tell you who the Shockmaster was in a different video. And Charlie Norris, and the defeated Harlem Heat and the Equalizer at Halloween Havoc. However, Hogue's undefeated streak was broken after losing to Ron Simmons at Clash of the Championship on January 27, 1994. So from 1994 to 1996, he was with the Catch Wrestling Association. So Hogue wrestled for the Catch Wrestling Association from 1994 to 1995, and again in 1996, he won the Catch Cup 1995 tournament, defeating John Hawk in the finals. He returned to World Championship Wrestling from 1996 to 1997 after being absent from WCW for the rest of 1994 and all of 1995. Hogue returned to WCW on the February 14, 1996 edition of Saturday Night in a match against Scott Norton. The match ended in a double countout when both men clotheslined each other, knocking themselves out in the process. After the match, the two shook hands, and Norton declared to announcer Gene Okerlund that he and Ice Train would become a formidable tag team because of their similar in-ring styles. The team was quickly named Fire and Ice, with Norton representing fire and Ice Train eponymiously representing ice. The team easily overpowered numerous teams as they tried to establish themselves as a legitimate contender for the World Tag Team Championship. At Slamboree, Lord of the Ring, Ice Train, and Norton were randomly selected to be on the same team, and they easily defeated the makeshift team of Big Bubba Rogers and Stevie Ray in the first round of the Lethal Lottery tournament. After winning their match, both Ice Train and Norton advanced to the final round and competed in an 8-man battle royale, but neither was successful, as Diamond Dallas Page, DDP, eliminated both men and went on to win the Lethal Lottery tournament, earning a title shot in the process. Soon afterward, Fire and Ice feuding with Norton's longtime rivals, the Steiner brothers. After wrestling to a double count out on two separate occasions, the two men faced off at the Great American Bash on June 16 to determine who would become the number one contenders to the WCW World Tag Team Championship. Scott Steiner pinned Norton after a Frankensteiner to earn the win for his team, as well as the number one contendership. After the loss, Fire and Ice continued feuding with the Steiners, with the two powerhouse teams trying to prove who was best. After a sudden loss to the Rock and Roll Express on an episode of Main Event before Bash at the Beach, dissension started to appear between Fire and Ice as Norton attacked Ice after another team loss. The team finally imploded when Norton faced and defeated Ice Train at Hog Wild on August 10 in a submission match after Norton made Ice Train submit to an armbar. However, Ice Train defeated Norton in a submission rematch on December 15th at Fall Brawl when Norton submitted to a full Nelson. So Ice Train decided after ending the Tag Team Championship duel that he would compete as a singles competitor from 1996 to 1997. After the implosion of Fire and Ice, Ice Train returned to singles competition in a loss to Diamond Dallas Page on the November 4, 1996 edition of Nitro, and lost a rematch to Page on the following week's edition of Nitro. Ice Train then competed at World War III of Nitro. World War III, eliminating Mark Starr and Villano IV, and even made it to the final 10. But he was eliminated from the match due to the combined efforts of Kevin Nash and Diamond Dallas Page. After World War III, Ice Train returned to the undercard and gained Theodore Long as his manager for a very brief period. Ice Train began easily defeating opponents on Nitro, and he soon became a mainstay on Pro. However, he soon continued his undercard role on Worldwide as well as on Thunder. So I think I have a photo here of Ice Train and Theodore Long. You can tell that's back in the day. Way back in the day. I don't know what Theodore was on back then, what he was eating or doing. All right, let's get back to the story with Ice Train. I don't want any more photos of Ice Train right now. Just want to concentrate on the story. So check this out. He decided to return to Catch Wrestling Association from 1997 to 1998. Hogue returned to the Catch Wrestling Association in 1997. He competed in the CWA International Catch Cup, 98. He had a second run in World Championship Wrestling from 2000 to 2001. In mid-2000, Hogue was again pushed into the spotlight as he became a member of the New Blood faction. Who feuded with the Millionaires Club, Hogue was renamed M.I. Smooth and served as commissioner, Ernest Miller's personal limo driver. Smooth regularly appeared in segments with various members of the New Blood. In early 2001, Smooth began a minor feud with Kaon by brawling with him on the March 19, 2001 edition of Nitro. Kaon defeated Smooth. However, Smooth gained revenge 2 days later on Thunder as he teamed up with Ernest the Cat Miller to defeat Kaon and Road Warrior Animal. The feud was one of several angles left unresolved by the time of WWF's purchase of WCW. Hugh retired from wrestling shortly thereafter. He returned to wrestling briefly in 2019. At age 52, after 18 years of inactivity, Ice Train returned to wrestling for a one-night appearance in Hanover, Germany for European Wrestling Promotion on December 21, 2019, where he fought Dave Taylor in a non-contest. In part 2, I'll talk about his personal life and death, championship, and accomplishments. But for now, for Black Wrestling News, I'm Tyrone Bowman.